Oops. There we go. On tonight's episode of The Six, myself and the fellas, we asked the question, do daddy issues, do they excuse female cheating? Is it a legitimate reason that women cheat? We discuss that next. The Six starts right now. What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to this edition of, well, The Three. Listen, man, I don't know where anybody is. I know I talked to Myron earlier, and he was actually feeling a little bit under the weather. He said he was starting to feel exhausted. Listen, man, I certainly understand that because he does these late night shows, and then he's always he's got a ridiculous sleep schedule, man. I think he sleeps from it's 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. or some crazy number like that. Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. But eventually at some point it is going to catch up to you. I guess it caught up to Myron. I have no idea. Listen, Coach Greg Adams went viral on World Star, so I guess he's too big for us now. I haven't seen him in man. This is the third straight week, so I don't know. We'll have to figure something out. But we are here for you guys. Let me go ahead and introduce tonight's esteemed panel. First up, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy again.
What up?
With a girlfriend who actually know about each other. It is Mr. Locaria. What's going on, man?
I'm chilling. What's good, everybody? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Donovan. Shout out to Hotep. Shout out to all the other members who ain't here. It's all good. We gonna keep it cracking. So, man, shout out to you. Let's get it in. Let's go.
Yeah, we do this every week. It stands to reason, we're going to miss a few shows. Next up is the man with now 259 tech startups. Oh, wait a minute, 260. One's going to be offering an IPO. It is Hotep Jesus. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? I'm here. It feels good to be here. Shout out to Coinbase app and all my tech ventures. I got another one coming soon, so make sure y'all look out for that.
Okay, so what you're saying is you want $20 million in unmarked bills sent to an undisclosed locations, no cops, no deal, right?
The deal.
So yeah, listen, we've got a skeleton crew here tonight, but we're definitely still gonna make it happen. What I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm going to read an article. And Devin actually sent me this article a little earlier today. This is, dude, you guys are not gonna believe this. And again, men who have our level of awareness, we understand what's really up. And oh, by the way, we are streaming live to Facebook, YouTube. Where else are we streaming to? Twitch, Sharpe Stream, and MGTOW.tv. So we are shooting this thing. Yeah, we are shooting this thing all over the place. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, you good.
Okay.
You good.
Okay, yeah, dude, listen, man, we are shooting this thing absolutely all over the place. So there are a lot of people watching us now. So we're looking forward to this show today. So I read an article, and the article was titled, quote, "My long-term," oh, wait a minute, hang on a second. Here, give me a second. Bookmarks. There we go. Get a little more space. There we are. Get a little more space on the screen. There we go. "My long-term girlfriend blames her serial cheating on daddy issues. Am I better off single?" Okay, so here we go. So serial cheaters, and I guess it starts off with some facts, right? Serial cheaters tend to have affairs because of their own problems, not because of relationship dissatisfaction. Okay. Instead of being hard on yourself, set strict boundaries with your girlfriend, okay? If she can't work with you after you've sacrificed for her, it speaks volumes for who she is. Wow, I can't believe they actually said that. Have a question for Julia, blah, 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 blah. So before I read this, let's just go around the panel and talk about what we are seeing on the screen. Serial cheaters tend to have affairs because of their own problems, not because of relationship dissatisfaction. Hotep, agree or disagree?
Oh, there's a lot going on there, man.
Yeah,
Usually people cheat because of dissatisfaction. There's something in the relationship that's missing. So, well, let me clarify. They may be satisfied with the relationship that they're currently in, but they need more or they want more. You know, it's also that, you know, the grass is greener on the other side thing, blah, 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 blah. But the daddy issues is definitely a psychological issue.
Okay.
You know, not having a man around makes these women seek male attention in all types of unhealthy ways.
Right. Okay. All right. Lucario, agree or disagree that serial cheaters don't cheat because of relationship dissatisfaction? They cheat because of their own personal problems.
Yeah, listen, when people cheat, it's strictly selfish. It's because of their own. It's not because, like, you know, something's wrong necessarily with the relationship. A lot of it is just a selfish thing. So if a woman cheats, if a man cheats, whatever, it's because they wanted some outside the situation. So even if they were dissatisfied in the relationship, right, it's still coming from their own mindset and mentality as to why they're going off. Because they could have just fixed the situation in their relationship and not cheated, or they could have just took some time to themselves and just sort of like chilled and then thought about what was going on and try to fix the relationship. So the cheating is them actually just making a conscious decision to go do it. So a lot of times they want to blame other stuff, but it's not really other stuff. It's just them wanting to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's all it really is.
Listen, I agree with Lucario. I think serial cheaters tend to have affairs because of their own problems, not because of relationship dissatisfaction. Yes, serial cheaters, and we're talking about women here because women cheat, men have sex with other women. That's how this works. There is no such thing as male cheating. Look, here's the deal, and I'll go off on the short spiel here. This is the thing, man. When you're in a relationship, when a man and a woman are in a relationship, there are two things that one person brings exclusivity to the relationship. Women bring exclusive access to their bodies. We bring exclusive access to our resources. If we start spending money on other women or start allocating our resources towards other women that we're not in a relationship, that is male cheating, right? Because I mean, why are we spending money on other women? When women share their bodies with other men outside of their relationship, then that obviously is cheating. So if women bring exclusivity to their bodies of the relationship and we bring exclusivity to our resources, why do we also need to bring exclusivity to our bodies? They're giving us exclusive access to one thing, but women want exclusive access to two things. So now here's the question, and I'll rewind here. So what else, and I discussed this the other day, what else can a woman offer a man exclusively that the man would get upset if she shared it with other men? Do you guys have any thoughts on that? Lucario, I'll let you go first.
No, well, the thing is, most guys, see, this is the thing. Most guys just want sex from women. So, or that's the main thing. So therefore, that is the thing that if they give away, the guys are going to feel a certain type of way. But the thing though is, if you require more from a woman and she does whatever you're requiring from her with somebody else, or she does that with somebody and she doesn't do it with you, you're going to feel some type of way. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So the thing is that the reason why guys just focus on the sex a lot is because the sex is the thing that guys really want exclusively from if they're not monogamous relationship. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the thing. But the thing is this: if the guy, let's say the guy had a business and he was like, "Yo, I want you to deliver these fucking envelopes or whatever," right? Right. If he finds out that his woman did that with another guy, like helped him with his business, he gonna be pissed off because it's same kind. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is in that relationship, he just wants her to be with him in that way, period. And if she's with him another way, he not trying to hear that. So, but usually for most guys, it's just a sex thing. So that's why they get kind of.
Let me pose this question to you before I go to Hotep. If a man is spending time with a woman, but he's not sexually active with her, he's not smashing her, are they in a relationship that he wants to be in? Yes or no?
Oh, hell no.
Of course not. Right. So on the other side of the token, if a man is broke, and this is women's own fault, but if a man is broke, right, then women shouldn't want to be in relationships with men who cannot really afford to provide for them. If you want me to provide for you, no problem. You're going to give me exclusive access to your body. But until you can give me something exclusively that if you shared or did with another man that would piss me off, then guess what? You're only getting one until I get two.
See, the problem with that is, though, can I say something real quick? The problem with that is, though, is that women also, some women, they also want sex from other dudes, but they make the promise of exclusivity to a guy in order to get the resources from that guy they're in the relationship with. So the thing is that, yeah, when they cheat, it's like, yo, you're actually breaking the contract, because was basically the guy is saying, hey, listen, if we're going to be together, you're just going to only have sex with me, and I'm going to give you everything that I have for you. You see what I'm saying? So that's the crazy thing. But women, on the other hand, it's hard for them to not cheat, because they also still want extra dick on the side. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. No, listen, I totally understand it. And there are things that I want, but again, there are things this is listen, I don't want, let's just say Devin were to do the same work for somebody else that she did for me. Would I be upset? Well, no, because if she were to do work for somebody else, she would be getting paid for it, right? So if your woman gives you, so again, let me rephrase the question. I'll get to Hotep with this first question. If your woman gives you something, exclusive access to something that you would be upset if she gave to somebody else for nothing, then at that point, now you're like, okay, like it's definitely time to end this. There is nothing else that my woman gives me other than sex that if she shared it with another man for nothing, I wouldn't be upset. I really wouldn't be upset, because if Devin let's say Devin does some SEO for somebody else, Devin's not going to do SEO. Dude, she's been in the SEO game for 10 plus years. If she does it for somebody, she's going to get paid for it. So if she gets paid for it, I'm not mad. That's not exclusivity. But then again, I'm paying her too. That's a very good point, actually, though, Lucario. I've never thought of it that way. So Hotep, so let me ask you what I asked Lucario in terms of relationships and cheating and all that. What is your response, I guess, to his answer? Do you agree or disagree with what he said, or do you have something else to add?
Nah, I totally agree what he said. It's actually quite riveting and thought provoking. Yeah. What he said. I like when women create behavior that eliminates them from my life.
Makes it easy, right?
Yeah, it makes things easy, and I don't want to I think it's very important for men not to put expectations on women, because usually you're going to be disappointed. But I think there are standards. So I think there's a difference between expectations and standards, right? If you're expecting exclusivity and you're not getting it in various ways, I think that's really a matter of your taste and your interest in the type of male that is, sure. And the benefits that could come from, relationships and so on and so forth. But I absolutely agree with you too, Donovan. I'll be damned if the lady I'm talking to works for free. I mean, even if she wasn't my lady, I'd be looking at it like in disgust, like, how dare you work for somebody else?
Like,
for
what
free?
Are you doing? Right?
Yeah,
that's just being territorial at that point, right?
It's not even territorial. I would lose respect for the individual.
Yeah.
Especially a grown ass woman. It's like, you're not an intern. What are you doing working for this? Yeah. Like, I whether I was dealing with her or not, I would just question, like, do you value yourself? Do you value your time? Unless this was, somebody that was super high value, that there was some sort of trade-off that was happening.
Well, there you go. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trade off, like, money, resources, etc. which of course is called work, right? I mean, listen, if Dev goes out and gets a $10,000 contract, hey, listen, more power to you, man. I'll hire someone to fill you in and pay them less than $10,000 for the time you're out and make a profit on that. Instead of being hard on yourself, it says set strict boundaries with your girlfriend. Now, here's the problem with what Julie Naftalin just said. Anytime a man attempts to set boundaries with his girlfriend, what are we called? We're called you're misogynistic, you're controlling, you're possessive, you're insecure, blah, 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 blah. So the way I do it is this. You set boundaries in different ways, but when it comes to behaviors, and let's all just keep it real here. What we're really talking about are behaviors that are conducive to infidelity, right? Being on social media, going to bars or clubs, weekend girls trips, right here behind me in Sin City, things of that nature. So what I do is I give women choices. This is how you set boundaries with women without going. Yes. What JB84 in the chat just said. This is how you set boundaries with women without being called controlling, possessive, abusive, etc. Here's what you do. You let women know not even off rip. It's a whole process. Number one, never commit to her. Never ask her to be exclusive before she asks you. If you ask her to be exclusive before she asks you, you have lost all leverage. You are no longer allowed to set boundaries because you have told her by asking her to be your girlfriend and exclusive that she has met all of the requirements for being your girlfriend. At which point she can just hit it in chill mode. This is why girls in relationships tend to get bigger, and girls who are required to work for men's attention usually stay thin. So you make her ask you first. You never, ever, ever commit to a girl the very first time she suggests that you be in a relationship. Instead, put it off a few times, right? Then at the very end, she's going to ask you 2 or 3 times. At some point, the third time, okay, Donovan, listen, we've done this for 6 months. What is it going to take to be your girlfriend? Let her know, listen, it's really difficult to be in a relationship with a guy like me. Really try me. Like, what is it about you that makes it so? Because it's easy now. I love being with you. Okay, are you ready to see what it's like to be in a relationship with me? Yes. Are you really? Stop playing with me, Donovan. Just tell me already. Okay, unlock your phone and hand it to me right now. Okay, right there, without you telling her that you're going to give me access to your phone. If we're in a relationship, you are letting her know right then and there. You are setting the standard. Oh, it's that kind of party, dude. 12 out of 10 women are going to look at you like, oh my God, why should I hand you my phone? Well, just to verify that you're fucking other guys. And if you're fucking other guys, you don't really want to be in a relationship with me. You don't say this out loud, but this sets the precedent. So let's just say you get a 1 in a million girl that actually hands you her phone. Or let's just say you guys keep doing what you're doing, no relationship. And then she asks you again, unlock your phone and hand it to me right now. Okay, she does it this time. Okay, whatever. You don't even check it. Just see that she does it. She says, okay, now is that it? Well, that's a start. Oh my God, what in the world does it take to be in a relationship with you? Well, I'll tell you, listen, you're a woman. You can do whatever you want. I'm not your father. I'm not going to tell you what you can or can't do. But here's what I don't do. I don't date women on social media. I don't date women who go to bars or clubs. And I don't date women who travel alone. So you're telling me I can't travel alone? I'm not telling you you can't. Listen, if you want to travel alone, more power to you. Are you telling me I can't go to the club? I'm not telling you can't go to the club. I'm telling you that I don't date women who go to clubs. So if I go to the club, well, then you become a woman that I don't date because I don't date women who go to clubs. What you are telling her is you can either be in a relationship with me or you can go to the club, but you will not do both. This is how you set, because no matter how women try to attack that, oh my God, you're controlling. I'm giving her choices. Well, what about you? Well, I can do whatever. See, that's the problem. Well, wait a minute. My girlfriend can do whatever I want, whatever she wants. I can do whatever I want. This is a free, stress-free relationship. The way I handle her actions is going to be differently than the way she handles my actions. This is how you set boundaries with women. So let me start with Hotep here, and then I'll let Lucario back clean because I think he probably has an interesting answer. So Hotep, how do you set boundaries with women these days without being called all of the typical name, all of the shaming language designed to loosen your standards?
Man, I mean, you hit on so many, right? So it takes me back to this one time.
Here we go.
I used to play this little I don't know. It's not even like a psychology game. It was more like brutal honesty. Yeah. And sometimes people consider brutal honesty a psychological game. But I used to be on the phone with chicks and they'd be talking and I'd be like, I don't do girlfriends. Like, what do you mean? I don't do girlfriends. I don't want a relationship. But what I found out was that makes them want you more. So I started using that. Like, it was like true. Like, I know I'm going to be a dog. So like, sure. But I knew that brutal honesty would make them attract. And I also went by that rule, like, never tell them you want to be in a relationship first. They got to bring it up. In fact, in my book, I even mentioned, don't even offer the unbreakable rules of masculinity. Okay. I even say, don't even offer the first date. Make her ask for the first date. Woo. Yeah, it's a tremendous amount of leverage in that case.
Wow, there you go, man.
And you also know how much she likes you. I'd be chilling, talking to a girl, texting or whatever. All right, I'll at you later. And then weeks would go by. She'd be like, when are you going to ask me out? Oh, you want to go out? Yeah. All right. What do you want to do? You want to eat? You want to? All right, no doubt. Here, right. I got a spot. Right. And then it just kind of put them in a mode like, I'm not available and I'm not thirsty. You know what I mean? But, as far as boundaries are concerned, I think it's about the reaction. You know, when a woman does something that you don't like, it's about how you react to that. You know, also you got to remember, I came up in a time where it wasn't no social media. So
you and me both.
You know, that element was out, right?
Yeah.
So the only thing you had to deal with was the club situation. And I didn't, you know, I was the type of guy where, you know, if my girl wanted to go to the club, I was cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was gonna go to the club. But I also looked at it like I expected a girlfriend to cheat. I never looked at women as being capable of being monogamous. In fact, I believe that women aren't capable of even love. The only thing a woman can love is a baby. They're not even capable of loving men. So, you know, I just had very low expectations for women. And I looked at it as if she went to the club and she cheated, she didn't cheat on me. She cheated on herself.
Okay.
Because if you cheat on Hotep Jesus, baby, you just miss out on a good thing.
Lucario, how do you as a man set boundaries with women while avoiding all of the shaming language, or is there not a way?
Well, this is the thing. What's interesting is I always tell guys, wait at least 12 to 18 months before you even consider having a girlfriend or making her your girlfriend. Now, the reason waiting that time is because what it is that you're vetting her, but also you're giving her time to acclimate to your program. You understand? Because what's going to happen is within them 12 to 18 months, she's going to ask at some point, what does it take to be a girl? Right. And then you're going to be letting her know, hey, this is what it is. But also the reason why you need that time, too, is because you need to acclimate her to your program versus the other guy's program she was with beforehand. So, for example, Donovan, you're saying, look, if a girl wants to be with me, she got to hand me the phone right now. I don't necessarily care about the phone. Right. So let's say I was with a girl and then she's going from me to Donovan. So what happens is she thinks that she can do the Lucario program with Donovan, but she can't. She has to do the Donovan program if she's going to Donovan. You see what I'm saying? So now, now Donovan, you got to be with her and acclimate her to your program, which takes time. So now as she's acclimated to that, she says, you know what, man, I really like Donovan. I want to be with him. So you know what, I'm going to have to sacrifice certain things that I may want to just do just because, in order to be with him. See, the thing is this, when a woman is in a relationship with you, a woman has to drop something, a man has to add something. So what that means is that a woman has to drop certain things that she may necessarily want to do to be able to stay and stick in that relationship. Because she's the one she's the one that wants the relationship. She's the one that's saying, I'm going to be your girl. We're not the ones begging to be your boyfriend. You see what I'm saying?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Right. She's like, I want your last name. I want to be your girlfriend, fiance, wife, whatever it is. Us men, we have to add something on, meaning that we're adding more leadership, management, and responsibility to the situation. You understand? Yeah. And so that's the thing. So if she wants to be in a situation with you, then what happens is she has to adhere to the boundary in order for her to get into that position and stay in that position. You see what I'm saying? So it's not anything where if she starts acting funny, that's like you said, you would be like, hey, well, listen, if you want to go to the club, I'm not with all that. So you just won't be with me. You know what I'm saying? She just moving. You know what I mean?
What you got, Hotep?
Lucario reminded me of the other thing. You don't set the boundaries for a woman. You get her to set them for herself.
Oh, there we go.
Women like to play dumb. Oh, they like to act like they don't know what our boundaries are.
Right.
Right. Let her set her boundaries. Right. And a lot of this stuff, like in my book, Unbreakable Rules of Masculinity, everything, when you're doing at a mastery level, you're doing it very unspoken.
Yes.
Right. It's very meta. But she has to set the boundaries for herself. She knows she shouldn't be going to the club.
Right.
She knows she shouldn't be talking to other guys on the phone. But the distance you create based upon her bad behavior is what teaches her the lessons. So when she does something you don't like, you can create distance.
Okay.
You can become non-responsive.
Right.
And you should find moments to always be non-responsive to a woman, especially in the moments of dating her. But women know what they are. So I would ask her, she say, I want to be a girlfriend. Okay. What are you going to do? What are you going to stop doing?
Right.
And then let her say it to you, because when she says it to you, she can't even come up with those. Oh, you're being misogynistic. It's just like, nah, you set those boundaries. You said it, lady, not me.
Right. And this goes right back to what you said, because if she cheats on me, she cheats on herself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let me read by the way, let me read some Sharpe stream chats. This is funny. Someone in Sharpe stream, I think it might have been Geeky Anomaly. He said, "Oh shit, it's Ultron." That was pretty funny. With your bad guy voice. So I guess you are the Age of Ultron. You are Jarvis turned evil for all of you comic book nerds out there. 616 people watching, guys. Let's get the likes up. Let's get this up to at least 50% engagement. Again, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Sharpe stream, and MGTOW.tv. Let's get to a super chat here quickly. Red Pill Mike with the $20 super chat says, boundaries are more for yourself by displaying a level of masculinity that most women aren't used to seeing in person. If boundaries can't be respected, then by default, she will eliminate herself from LTR consideration.
Facts.
Bingo. That's straight facts, man. And just like Hotep said, women know what behaviors will tolerate, which ones we won't. What she's looking for is the one guy who will tolerate them. And she'll get with him because he'll tolerate it, but then she'll end up committing to someone who doesn't and call him a misogynistic, controlling bastard, but can't figure out why she doesn't want to leave him, why she can't leave him alone. Okay, so this is
I also believe when you are a high value, women tend not to even want to go to the club and do all that stupid shit. They always want to be up under you. The only time they'll go to the club is to make you jealous, to get you to react.
Yep.
Right. And that's why I said you never want to react to a woman.
No, never, ever. Listen, you cannot control a woman. You can control what you do. That's all you can do.
Right.
So this guy writes in to this female dating expert. Dear whoever, Julia, I guess who this is. He says, I'm 32 and I've been with my girlfriend for 7 years. We love each other and have talked about getting married many times. I thought she was the one because she told me I understand, value, and respect her, and she does the same for me. That was until 2019 when I suddenly learned she was cheating on me with her boss, who was 20 years her senior. At first, they hooked up during lunchtime, but eventually they started seeing each other outside of the office. To make matters worse, he continues, my girlfriend lied the first time I confronted her about the affair. I noticed she was taking lots of phone calls from her boss while at home. When I asked about it, she said it was just work-related stuff. Then, during vacation with our friends, my girlfriend handed me her phone to show me some photos. She told me to scroll through, and when I did, I found nudes on her phone and saw she sent them to her boss. I don't know why she would do that. That's weird. Okay. I confronted my girlfriend again and she denied it. Okay. For the next 6 months, she blamed me for being untrustworthy and I felt horrible. Finally, she owned up to sleeping with her boss multiple times over the past 2 years. I broke things off. A few months later, he says, she started calling me and begging me to take her back. Translation, the boss didn't want to fuck her anymore. I said I would on the condition, he said, we discussed the cheating and had a plan for how to move forward in our relationship. Oh my God. It worked for a while, he thinks, but soon I learned my girlfriend was back to her old ways and cheating on me. This time when I asked about it, she opened up about childhood issues, like abandonment related to her dad leaving when she was 6. After sitting with her story, I had trouble feeling angry, and I decided I wanted to help her, since I'm not just her boyfriend, but also her friend. She told me that when she cheats, She told me that when she cheats, she knows it's wrong, but does it anyway. She said she doesn't feel guilty about it until I confront her. You don't say. I really want to help her and have sending her online research. Have been sending her online research I've learned about abandonment and psychology, but I feel like I'm losing myself in the process. He asks, should I keep trying to repair our relationship or try being single? I feel guilty, he concludes, because I said I'd help my girlfriend with her daddy issues, but I don't know if I can do it anymore.
Oh,
Cashmere. Now, before we get to this ridiculous response that this dating and relationship expert gave him, listen, Hotep, what are your initial thoughts? Like, I mean, just what?
First of all, old boy need to go hit the gym.
Yeah, right.
That's number one. He need a weight room. Oh man, he's just like Uber levels of simp happening here.
Yo, for real, dude.
Yo, anytime you're in a long relationship with a woman and y'all don't got kids together and she cheats on you, you need to celebrate, man. Celebrate. Because she just gave you an out. You get to go back out of the market and go get you another chicken. Get you another fatter, better chicken.
Right.
I don't know why he would be worried about this one girl. I understand this is not an excuse. There's a reason. There's no excuse for her behavior, but there is a reason for her behavior. We know we can tie that to her relationship with her dad. Fine, cool. That don't make it your problem.
Right.
He got to get the hell up out of there.
Yeah, real talk. Oh, by the way, Geeky Anomaly on the Sharpe stream side says, just bought your book, Hotep. Appreciate that. Appreciate that very much. And by the way, shout out to Mitchell E with the $15 Cash App supporting the show. So we appreciate that very much, Mitchell Enoch. If you would like to support the show, if you support one of us, you support all of us. Okay. So if you want to send a super chat, a Cash App, we split everything evenly. We split it all. So if you want to send a super chat, send it here. If you want to send a Cash App, $sign Donovan Sharpe. All right, Lucario. Listen, man, what's going on with this, bro? Like, enlighten us, please. Educate us.
Listen. When you if you're in this is why I don't do monogamy. This is because you're setting yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Because if your girl cheats on you, bro, that's it. Like, she's done forever. You got to dump her. You never take her back. Move on to the next girl. None of this. I took her back, and I want to get my ex. This is what, like, when dudes be talking about, I want to get my ex back. Like, I don't teach dudes to get their ex back. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I can tell them how to do it, but I don't like to teach that because I think it's a waste of time. But see, the problem with this guy is that he's basically made a mistake of taking her back, because when you take a woman back when she cheated, that means that the relationship is gonna end sooner or later again, because she's gonna disrespect you for taking her back. You understand?
There it is, man.
When a woman cheats on you, remember that's extremely disrespectful, because basically what she's saying is that whatever I was doing outside, so that she was messing with the boss, she's basically saying the boss is more valuable than you. It's more valuable in our relationship. You understand what I'm saying? I'm willing to risk our relationship for this situation. Now, him taking her back, he's basically put himself on a lower value. He's basically saying, look, I suck. I ain't got no game. I'm lame. So I'll take you back. And on top of that, he's playing Captain Savo. So she's using the daddy issues as an excuse. That's what it is. It's an excuse. You understand? It's an excuse that she can grab so that she can continue to do what she does and still have him on the hook, so that he could, because he's a nice guy. He's like, I feel a certain type of way. He's emotionally attached. So he's not looking at it objectively. He's looking at the situation emotionally. And so this is why he's going back. This is why she got no respect for him. And this is why she kept cheating on him again. You understand what I'm saying? And he's still kind of like, oh, well, should I stay with her or should I be single? He's done. You understand what I'm saying? He needs to end that and keep it pushing. You understand?
I got news for you, Lucario. He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere, dude. If you have to ask, should I stay with my cheating girlfriend? You have already made up your mind. What this dude is doing is he wants us to give him, well, he wants Julia to give him permission to stay with his cheating girlfriend. Listen, man, this isn't complicated. I agree with Lucario and Hotep. I agree with Hotep. And listen, man, a girl who has daddy issues, man, it is like, dude, it's one of the worst things. It's one of the worst things that a female can go through. And the reason why, and a lot of guys are unfamiliar with daddy issues, I mean, it's really not that complicated. Daddy issues occur when women do not have a strong male figure in their life who shows them love. That is the first, a father is a little girl's first love, right? If he gives her that love and lets her know that she's loved and protected, then she doesn't have to go out and get it. She didn't have to go out and get it any other way. That and women like this are much more discerning with who they spend their time with, because they know come hell or high water, daddy's going to love me. This is why women who little girls who grow up without fathers, with single mothers and fathers in and out of prison, they need that male love. This is why women are incapable of self-love, gentlemen. Women cannot love themselves unless another man loves her first. Ergo, daddy issues. Women know that they can't love themselves unless they get love from a man. So when they don't get that real love from their father, they go out and seek that real love from a lot of other men. Again, this is why we call it daddy issues. The problem with this guy, man, listen, this guy is not the typical, he is the typical, American male. Listen, he's clueless. He has no idea that his girlfriend cheats on him because she simply does not love him. She doesn't love him. She might love him as a friend, right? She might give him the booty because she's in a relationship with him. But any woman who cheats on you does not love you. And I also agree with what Hotep said. Women are incapable of truly loving a man. And you want to know something? I actually kind of like it that way. And the reason I like it that way is because it helps me to stay on top of my shit, right? Listen, I know that if I were to lose everything right now and I show no resolve to get it back in like a month or so, or at least have a plan, my girl's out the door. And you want to know something? She should be out the door because she shouldn't stay. Women should never stay with a man who have no drive, no whatever. If all it takes is one dude, I've been through all sorts of adversity through life, on and offline. If you don't have that result, and listen, women know that in life you're going to trip. Shit's going to happen. You're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your income. They understand that there are some things that happen that are outside of your control. And if a woman really cares about you, she will give you a little bit of time to lick your wounds, pick yourself off. Listen, she'll let you crawl in a bottle for a couple of days, kind of wallow for a little bit. She'll give you that. But if you don't come out of that self-pity stage, if you don't brush yourself off and come up with another plan, she's got every right to get up out the door. This dude's woman does not love him. And if somebody said this in the chat, she used daddy issues. She actually used daddy issues as an excuse. Now, she does have daddy issues, and that could be the reason why she cheated. But the other reason why she cheated is because she simply doesn't love this dude. That's just all there is to it.
Yeah, I kind of disagree about the thing of women not being able to love a dude. I think that the way that we expect women to love us is different. It's like we're not getting love how we expect it from women because they can't give us how we expect it. So what I mean is that instead of love, don't worry about a woman quote unquote loving you. You have to worry about the woman, or not worry, but just you have to concern yourself with a woman respecting you. So
Steve the Dean Williams hits the nail on the head with that. I don't want her love. I want her respect. Agree 100%.
Exactly. Because her respect is the way that men can interpret love from a woman. You understand what I'm saying? So men are looking for women to love us in a certain way, but the way that we would understand her loving us is if she respects us. But the only way she's going to respect us is if we create the situation for her to respect us. And so this goes back to the boundaries. This goes back to how she's showing up in the situation. And that's still all dependent on how we orchestrate the relationship. So what I'm saying is this guy, he's in a situation where he had her with him, and I'm sure he didn't have no boundaries. I'm sure he wasn't masculine. I'm sure he wasn't, leading the situation, maintaining the situation, and because this is the thing. Women want to mess with other guys. Trust them. The thing is that your situation you have with your woman has to be strong enough to where her stepping out on you seems like the lesser option. Because she wants to step out, but she has to should I step out? Should I not? Should I step out? Should I not? So she has to look at it and say, you know what? Stepping out isn't worth losing this because this has too much value. The problem with this guy is his woman doesn't see value in him. And so she's like, you know what? The boss has more value than my man. So therefore she's going to step out on him. You see what I mean? It's crazy.
Listen, 1000%. I agree with you 100%. And I'll actually add to what you just said, Lucario. And dude, you hit it right on the head. Mm-hmm. Women they're not robots. They have eyes. They see. Right. They see men that they would love to be sexually intimate with. But like some guys freak out that their women are actually sexually. Hey, would you fuck Hugh Jackman? Oh, totally. Oh my God, my woman said she'd fuck Hugh Jackman. Right. Dude, of course she would. Dude, listen,
Right.
I promise you, my girlfriend probably saw 15 dudes. She would love nothing more than to be up under right now.
Mhm.
Here's the difference. And this is where you kind of have to take advantage of a woman's psyche. Women never want to do what's hard. They do what's easy. This guy's girlfriend, it is very easy for her to cheat on him.
Yes,
This is
exactly.
so what, and here's the thing. And this is what I tell guys that leads right up to this. What I always say is, and girls are always like, okay, so you don't want her to go to bars or clubs, or you don't want her on social media, blah, 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 blah. Well, then you're just being insecure. She could still cheat on you. Absolutely. That doesn't mean I have to make it easy for her, right? That doesn't mean, listen, I could live in the world's greatest house. I could have the world's greatest security system. I could have guards outside. If someone wanted to break into my house, they could. I mean, if someone really wanted to break into my house, regardless of what kind of security you have, they could do it if they really wanted to. If a girl really wants to cheat on you, she would do it. But your job as a man is to make that as difficult as humanly possible. Why would you make it difficult? Well, then you give her a choice. Well, do I do the hard thing and tell Donovan that I just don't want to be with him anymore? Or do I do the easy thing? It's not the cheating that women can always cheat. It's the getting away with it part. That's the hard part. So now a woman has to ask herself, okay, I could cheat on Donovan, but then I'm not really, dude, I've got to jump through all sorts of hoops. Like, it would be so much trouble to actually cheat on Donovan. So now she has a choice. Do I stay with him, or do I jump through all the hoops to cheat on him? Women are always going to do whatever is the easiest. And if you make it easy for her to cheat on you, what's she going to do, class? She's going to cheat on you because it's what? Easy. If you make it hard for her to cheat on you, she either has to tell you straight up that I'm not feeling it anymore, or she's going to have to earn it. I tell Devin this all the time. I said, listen, you may very well have cheated on me, but I can promise you this, you earned it. I told you can cheat on me if you want to, but you are going to earn that dick. Listen, you better make sure that dude has a 12-inch dick. That's all I'm saying. It better be worth it. Anything else to add before I read this ridiculous response?
Yeah, I just want to ask them real quick too. Is that also you wanted to, because listen, I'm a player. I've been talking.
Yeah, you've been in the game forever, man.
Listen, there's women that I've talked to who had boyfriends and husbands, and some of them I got with, but there was always once in a while, there was always one that was hard to crack. And the reason why it was hard to crack was because her boyfriend or husband was providing a certain type of value to where cheating wasn't worth it. So it was like, I'm talking to her, I'm trying to, seduce her.
In there, right?
Like, yo, I can't, it ain't gonna happen, because I was like, damn, this dude has something on his woman to where she's like, I'm not doing it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to cheat. So you got to have that type of game. Now, I don't know exactly what her man was doing or whatever, or what type of lifestyle he was providing her, whatever it was. But there was something that he was doing that got her to second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth guess about cheating on him. And trust me, I came close. They came close, but they never.
You almost cracked her.
I almost cracked her, but they never did it. And that's what I'm saying, where the value has to be so heavy to where she's like, nah, I can't miss out on all that by doing this. That's the thing.
Not only is it value, it was probably difficult for her to cheat, right? Like if it was, I don't know. You almost cracked it. Well, I guess in your situation, it clearly was value, because if you were in a position to smash her, then clearly it was easy for her to get out. If your value is high and you make it difficult for your woman to cheat, that's not controlling her. That's giving her a choice. Which is easier? Just being straight up with me and telling me you don't want to be with me anymore, or jumping through all the hoops you're going to have to get that side dick? If you get the side dick, you're going to earn it. Real talk. That's the way I see it. Shout out to Chris Rice with the $15 Cash App. Says for paying dues. I greatly appreciate that. Get the lights up, guys. We're at 716 live viewers. A little bit of a slow night, obviously, because the panel is a little slim, but we're going to keep on keeping on. So let us look at this response. So the person who wrote the article, Julia somebody, whatever her name is, responded. This is a female dating expert. Her response to Kashmir: Dear Kashmir, you have such a big heart, and I find it admirable that you are willing to support someone who's hurt you. Of course she would. Women never side with men. They always side with each other. At the same time, she says, you should reconsider whether all you've given is actually helping you and your girlfriend move forward. Based on what you told me, she continues, it seems your girlfriend doesn't like how it feels to disappoint you. Oh my God. No, she doesn't like getting caught. But that feeling hasn't stopped her from hurting you in the past, and I don't think it will stop her in the future. Now there, she kept it real. She kept it real right there. She's like, all right, she's cheating on you in the past. She's probably not going to stop cheating on you. But it has nothing to do with the fact that she doesn't want to disappoint him. That's because certain people's motivations for cheating have nothing to do with their partner or relationship and everything to do with themselves. So what she is doing here is she's trying to make us think that she's putting the accountability on the girlfriend, but she's not. She's putting the accountability on the girlfriend's issues. Well, it's not that the girlfriend is a reprehensible cheating slut who can't keep her legs closed and smashes anything with a Y chromosome and a smile. Oh no, it's got to be, there has to be something wrong with her. As psychotherapist and Ashley Madison consultant Tammy Nelson previous told me, oh my God, you got
Ashley Madison, is that the website?
That's the website. Serial cheaters may continue to have affairs even after they get caught because it fulfills their insatiable need for attention.
Yes.
Correction. Female serial cheaters may continue to have affairs even after they're caught because it fulfills their insatiable need for attention. The reason why we continue to cheat after we get caught is for our insatiable need for peace leave. Like I hate it when they are very gender they're very gender ambiguous. People cheat. No, women cheat because of their need for attention, not men. We just want that side booty. That doesn't mean you aren't giving your girlfriend enough attention or being a bad partner. Rather, it means your girlfriend doesn't have her priorities straight and you've gotten caught up in her confusion. Oh, well then problem solved. It's great that you have an open line of communication and have been able to discuss where your girlfriend's cheating stems from, but it isn't your job to unpack that trauma or change it. That's up to her. Oh, okay. All right. So she's keeping it real. You see, she continues, cheaters have to want to change. That's why I suggest explaining exactly what exactly what you need from her to continue the relationship and letting her take the reins from there. Let's stop right now. Let's stop right now. Okay. So, Cario, what's the problem? What the shit is that, man?
Yo, this is what listen, man. She's basically telling her, listen, still stay with her and also make her, make her be the one that's going to run the relationship. You understand? Which is weird.
Yep.
She's saying that. You understand? Because it's like, dude, she should tell him like, listen, and you're right though. She's trying to blame it on the issue and not her, like,
and not the girl. Right.
Separated. So she basically should be telling her, this guy, what we were saying is that, listen, she's disrespecting you. You understand? She's playing you, and you need to find a new woman. And on top of that, he needs to man up. That's what he needs to hear. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, real talk. Listen, Hotep, what are your thoughts on this response so far?
Put that back up on the screen. Let me dissect that real fast. Put that last paragraph, because that's just.
This is bullshit. I mean, am I wrong?
I suggest explaining exactly what you. Well, the first part that's wrong with this is the staying with her part.
Yes, right.
There's nothing that needs to be explained. I ain't explaining anything to this woman. She gone. And then continue the relationship and letting her take the. Why would you give the irresponsible person the reins? That's the last person. Right. That's like leaving the club, your friend drunk, and you let them drive the car.
Right. Yeah, right. That's exactly what that is, man.
That's not what you want to do. But this is why I like these relationship people are good, because what they do is they're great at the diagnosis and they're terrible with the prescription.
Well, this woman
and the last part of this prescription is, and this is hustling economics, right?
All right.
Instead of selling somebody what they need, you selling them what they want.
Bingo.
What from the way he's been reading this, he wants to be with this girl.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So to stay employed, Julia is saying, well, let me give this client not what he needs, but what he wants. And I don't agree with that approach.
And also too, what I noticed is this. Notice what she's doing is she's saying, listen, men, don't ever leave your women. Just work it out.
Yes, right. It can be worked out. It's not her fault.
Right, exactly. So they don't want that to be put out there, especially a woman saying to a man, leave a woman. They don't ever want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So,
women never give advice to men to help the men.
Right.
ever. They only give men advice to help the women, right? So basically what this woman is telling him is to stay. I told you at the top of the article, when people write in, my girlfriend cheated on me, should I stay? They already made up their mind. They're looking for someone to give them permission, and she just gave it to them. That's exactly what just happened. Unbelievable. Let's get to some of these super chats here. They are coming in hot and heavy. Shozan Hanma, 333 says, should be enough a Dutch master or coffee for you. Okay, appreciate that. $3.33. He included the tax there because I think that's appreciate that. Redfield Mike, $10 says, if a woman enters a relationship with actual genuine intentions by not setting boundaries for her, will eventually drive all of her actions in a completely disingenuous direction by default nature. But listen, women need guidance. Women are self-destructive. Their default mechanism is self-destruction. When women are left to their own devices, they destroy themselves. Proof of that is all around us because listen, women run the world. We're letting women do and say whatever they want. And look what's happened to the dating market. Look what's happened to relations between men and women. Women have unfettered access to all this sausage, and they are literally destroying themselves. This is why when you get with a woman, you have to have the ability to protect her from herself because she's damn sure not going to do it. King Quest Oz, $10 says, thanks for the game, fellas. Killmonger X with the $10 super chat says, just paying tuition, gentlemen. The Tricky Attorney says, the only good thing on this entire page is the shades. Yeah, obviously, I guess Google knows I've been looking for a certain kind of shades. And they are, of course, now they're advertising to me. Let's finish up this monstrosity. Oh my God, this is going to be. You guys are not going to believe this. This is funny. All right, so it continues. You can have okay. So what she's doing, she's quoting from somebody here. You can have a new relationship with that same person, but it has to be new. You have to draw a line in the sand, and you have to start over from that point, Nelson previously told me. What are going to be the new requirements of your relationship? What are the new options? What are the new explicit assumptions that you're both going to make about this what this is going to look like? When you bring these requirements to the table, your girlfriend will either help you as you've helped her, or she won't, and you'll have a sense of her true colors. That's actually pretty good advice. That part is right, but there's nothing to negotiate. Oh boy. For example, oh my God, you can tell your girlfriend that you won't tolerate cheating and that you're cutting off all communication with her at the very first sign. You could also require that she attend therapy. Oh God. So the onus isn't on you to help her work through her childhood trauma. Look, check this out. Ain't no amount of therapy is going to turn a cheating woman into a non-cheating woman. You know what kind of therapy helps a cheating woman stay faithful, at least for the time being, is a masculine man, a man who puts her in her place. That's all the therapy she needs. She can have this. Listen, Dev's got issues, you know what I'm saying? But guess what? If she's cheating, I don't know about it. As far as I know, no matter what you decide, be sure to put yourself and your own well-being first. According to therapist Matt Lundquist, it is a cheater's job to make their partner, the person who was cheated on, feel comfortable again. After what you've been through and offered your girlfriend, I think that's the least that you deserve. Oh my God. So, listen, man, one of the chatters pointed this out straight away, and I forget who it was. Forgive me for not shouting you out. This is why you never take relationship advice from women, guys. Dude, and here's the thing. And Hotep actually alluded to this earlier, and I want to get your thoughts on this, Hotep. Not only did she might have diagnosed it correctly, but she didn't diagnose it completely. Her daddy issues are probably why she's a serial cheater. But the real reason she keeps cheating on this guy is because he's letting her get away with it, right? And so so she's not giving him what he needs. She is giving him what he wants. This guy's acting like a woman. Because if this were a man giving him relationship advice, or at least a red pill guy, we'd have been like, dude, fam, it's time to leave, man. But he doesn't want to hear that. He would probably argue and fight. Well, what if she promises to change this time? I mean, she said she doesn't work for the guy anymore. He's going to fight us on that. But just like you said, Hotep, she's not giving him what he needs. She's giving him what he wants, man. What are your thoughts? This is
it's just one big. It's just one big mess. I hate looking at dudes who have no masculinity because it ruins the whole dating market.
Yep.
You know, it just throws everything out of whack. It gives women false expectations from men, so on and so forth. And then I look like the bad guy when she comes around me, and I don't act like the next simp.
There you go.
Right. And then you got this Julia lady coming in, you know, throwing in bad advice, so on and so forth. It's just one big mess, man. It's like when people disrespect you, whether you're dating or not, you got to remove them from your life. That's just the fact of the matter. No matter who it is, don't give people second chances. You know, like male or female, your homies, whatever, they disrespect. It's got to be checked at the door. And you know, like sometimes it's like minor disrespect where, you know, something slip up or something like that. But when it's blatant disrespect, you got to learn how to subtract people from your lives because that makes room for better people in your life, man.
Real talk, man.
This dude is just a ultimate simp.
It's crazy because, you know, he has to throw the whole relationship away. But and see, the thing is this is one thing because they're saying, well, work on it and let's work this out and tell her that see, it's one thing if you do something minor, like let's say if okay, let's use a different example. Let's say you work at a bank, right? And if you come in late, you understand maybe once or twice, your boss might be like, all right, you know, look, you came in late. Let's work on getting you on here.
There you go. There you go.
Cool, that's fine. But if you came in and robbed the bank, right? The boss isn't going to say, well, they're not going to be like, well, you know, why don't you work with this employee who robbed you? No, you're going to be like, they're fired. It's over. They're done. Because if I take you back and hire you back to the bank after you robbed it and you're not going to jail, you just come right back, then you have no respect for the situation. You'll just rob me again or do whatever you feel you want to do because there's no consequence. And that's exactly what's going to happen with this woman is that you take her back. There's no consequences. So automatically she's just going to keep disrespecting you and it's going to get even worse from there. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
The old saying goes, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. This guy's been fooled. This guy's been fooled a lot. I've got another question here for you guys. This one's going to be a good one. Dr. Thunder with the $5 super chat said, had to support my guys. We greatly appreciate that. Geeky Anomaly on the Sharpe stream side says, I just feel sorry for them. Now that I'm RP, I just want to help my brothers, but you can't help them until they are ready and they want it. This leads me to my next question, man. This guy clearly needs help. But we all know, listen, we've all been in the game long enough. When I first found the RP, dude, I wanted to evangelize. Well, I was like, listen, I got friends and relatives. Don't marry that woman. And I'm trying, hypergamy and the wall and the carousel. And guys are going to do one of two things. They're either going to be able to go, oh yeah, totally agree. Because secretly they do. Why? Because they're men. And that's their most men are already red pill aware. And the reason for that, all red pill is just being unapologetically masculine. That's it. But because it's been legislated and brainwashed out of us, we think that masculinity is somehow toxic. There's one girl says, oh, I like my man to be toxic. I like being in a toxic relationship. No, you like to be a man. You like to be with a man who's masculine. So this guy clearly needs help. But guys like him always reject it at first. I'll come to Hotep with this one first. This guy is 32, okay? He's still relatively young. Is there any hope for this guy? You would like to think so, but, and here's the thing. Most guys come across red pill content at some point or another. Most of them just kind of brush over it. So is this the kind of guy who will actually continue on our website or just continue thinking we're just misogynistic losers?
I'm going to go ahead and be a villain and say there's no hope for this guy. He should just pack it up. He should just go date another man.
No. What about you, Lucario? Is there any hope for this dude?
Nah, I'd say there's hope for him, bro. But this is why I say there's hope for him. There's only hope for him if he actually experiences something different, but also that experience of him experiencing something different has to come from a change within himself. So what I mean is, a lot of times what happens is guys keep making the same mistakes because they didn't learn nothing from the last time. You understand? So if he's stupid, what he'll do is if this girl leaves him or they break up again or whatever it is, he's gonna get with another woman. She's gonna do the same exact thing, and he's gonna repeat the process. But if he learned from this, he'd be like, man, I don't want to be in that situation again. And if he learns like, hey, this is the type of stuff that happens if you're this type of man in a relationship. So you got to switch up your game. You got to switch up your strategy in order to get respect from the next woman you're dealing with. Now, if he is aware of that, then there's hope for him. But if he continues down the same path of making the same mistakes and he doesn't learn anything, then it's a wrap for him. You understand what I'm saying?
Donovan, let me tell you why there's no hope for this guy.
Okay.
I'm putting myself in his shoes.
All right.
After I finish typing this letter to Julia, I wouldn't want to press the send button. Right. My pride would not let me type up what he typed about his. After I'm typing up, I'm kind of looking at it like, yeah, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Right.
And that's why I feel like there's some people who are so amiable and so simpish, like it's actually part of their personality and it's part of their DNA. Yeah. And the only thing I think could turn this guy is like if he saw her in action doing it and it pissed him off. Like he'd have to see her getting banged by the boss on tape. And then he might, like he'd have to be, but I think he'd do a complete heel turn, which would send him down a different path and make him a very toxic individual instead of a masculine individual. He still would miss the mark. I just feel like anybody who sits down and writes this down and then sends it in, like who does that?
Listen to a woman.
To a woman, exactly.
A woman. Listen,
you sent it to a woman. That's my point, exactly.
There could be hope for this guy, but what he's going to have to do, and I think the RP, a man can't truly absorb the RP unless he resolves in his mind that women are who and what they are. So let's say somebody sends him a tape of his girl getting, bottomed out by her boss, right? It would appear that guys like him, he's going to be hurt and he's going to be angry and he might leave her. But you want to know what he's going to say? He's going to say, you know what? She's an exception to the rule, right? Okay, maybe, listen, she has daddy issues and psychological issues. Surely not all women are like her, right? I had to get, dude, I have been, oh my God, even after I found the red pill, I still had to continue to get burned for it to really, really sink in. And it's funny, I don't really think I became red pill aware when I got here. That's for sure. But I didn't really start to internalize it until years later, because all RP awareness was helping me to do was to get laid. That was easy. Like that was all good. Then I started getting good with good-looking girls, and when you're not used to getting good, and when you're not used to being with good-looking girls, you fall prey to their wiles rather easily. So after getting burned time after time after time after time, you get hurt enough. At some point, you kind of calm down and you get logical. Okay, I've had all of these experiences with all these different kinds of women. They're all acting the same. They're all doing the same things, and I'm getting exactly the same result. And so what this guy is going to have to understand is that women are not bad. Women are neither good. There's a saying, women are neither good nor bad. They just are. They take the shape of the container that they are put in. You put them in this container, you get what you have today. You put them in the 1950s container, you're going to get that. But I think what a lot of men, and it's easier for some men to do than others. For Lucario, it probably didn't take you long because you were red pilled from a very young age, so you understood what it was from a young age. But most men aren't like that. Like guys like Alan Roger Curry, dude, he understood the game from probably 4 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, right, exactly. And so what men have to do to sort of get out of this anger that they have for women, they have to understand that women are not bad people. Okay, so she wants the 6'4" alpha Chad. That's nothing personal. That's her hard drive working. What would it take? Let me go to Hotep and then Lucario with this first. What would it take for men to really understand that women are not inherently evil? Because there are some men out here who really do believe that men are just out to get men and there's nothing good about them and that they hate men.
Men believe that women are evil? That's a thing?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, believe it or not. And I would put this to you. Men who hate women simply do not understand them. Only when you understand them can you really come to love and understand them. But yes, there are men out here who think women are evil.
Ooh, so they lack masculinity is what you're saying.
Yes. Yes, that's
Yeah. I mean, I look at women as being beautiful flowers. If you water them, they grow. You leave them be, they die and they get weeds
right.
around them,
Right.
But I love women. I think women are great. I think they're a great addition or beginning to the human species. There's nothing evil about them. I think that it is their survival instincts,
Yes,
which
that's what it is.
have changed modern women. For example, what men don't realize is that social media has given women the ability to choose their mate based upon his DNA,
Okay.
like never before. You see, before that, women had to pick from the guy she was around. She would be in the town, somebody she works with, somebody she went to school with, or some guy on vacation, right?
There you go.
These are all, but social media allowed them to have the pick of the litter. So they can sit and they can peruse and they can even hold out. And see, that's what some guys don't understand is women are like free agents. They can hold out and not join a team because they, for example, let's say it's a girl and she doesn't know her worth, but Chris Brown hops in her DMs.
Uh-oh, now she does.
Now she's like, oh, okay. Or, any blue check, the first time a blue check hops in her DMs, she's just like, oh, I can get blue checks. From now on, I only date blue checks.
There it is.
But women are hardwired to select the highest potential mate. That's really more of a natural thing than it is a psychological thing.
Man. It's not a bad thing.
I think men just need to step your shit up or get you a lower value woman.
Exactly. That's
what are your thoughts, Lucario? Go ahead.
This is all I've been saying for the past 10 years. I'm like, dudes got to stop being weak because understand the women are a reflection of you. Anytime, any way you're showing up to the situation, that's how she's going to respond to you. Women are always following your lead, no matter what you're doing. So if you get into the friend zone, guess why you're in the friend zone? Because you led her to the friend zone, meaning you led her to put you
like your friend.
Right, you were treating her like a friend, right? If you're like, man, these women out here are gold diggers, and well, you're leading with your wallet. So of course you're gonna attract women who are gold diggers. You feel what I'm saying? You're like, man, these girls is disrespecting me or whatever. Well, you didn't check that girl. You're following her. You're being a nice guy. You're doing whatever she says. The way that women respond to you is based off of how you're coming in the situation. Because that same woman who's disrespecting you, there's another guy who she's showing the utmost respect.
Oh, believe it.
Who's using you for your money is giving it to another dude for free. She's giving herself to him for free. The same woman who got you in the friend zone is the same woman who's going to have sex with this other guy on the first night. It's based off of how you come at the situation. And I really want guys to understand this. So a lot of times if you're mad at women, you're basically mad at yourself because they're your reflection. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You see what I mean?
Listen, I agree with you. A lot of guys are unjustly hate women, but I can't blame them, right? And I know that sounds kind of weird. I would never advocate for men to hate women, but what you have to and I agree with you, Lucario. Listen, what it comes down to is, if your woman is out of pocket, like, you can't be weak, you got to be strong. Well, here's the problem: no one is teaching this generation how to be strong. And there are a lot of, and it's interesting, man. There are a lot of content creators that are holding men accountable for knowing things that they were never taught, right? Like, we don't come out of women are born, men are made. And right now, men are not being made. There is no rite of passage. There are very few fathers in the first place, and the few that are available are weak. Right. So again, and again, this is obviously a cultural problem, but I think it's unfair to hold men to a standard that they haven't been given the instructions. Like, you can't tell a man, well, listen, you got to step your shit up. Well, that's why guys like us exist. Listen, we're going to tell you what needs to be done, but we're also going to tell you how to do it. I'm never going to be the guy who says, listen, man, you just need to man up. No, you need to man up, and this is how you man up. I think a lot of guys, most men grow up without a strong masculine presence, and this is why they're clueless. This is why guys like you and Hotep are like, there are dudes that hate women. What the hell? You guys are, and dude, Alan Roger Curry. He's one of those game veterans. He actually, I don't know. My guess is that he probably had a strong father, either that or he just understood women on a molecular level from a young age. He would be the statistical anomaly. But dude, men are not shown how to be men, and this is why women are running all over him. And I'll put it to you like this. This is real good. What Hotep said back in the day, actually as recently as like the 80s and 90s, girls could only really date the guys that they knew, the guys on the college campuses, or maybe guys from around the way, guys at home. What the smartphone has done is it has flattened the world. Back in the 1950s, women had endless options. They really truly had endless options. Women could have any man they wanted. However, they didn't get any man they wanted because they weren't really aware of all of their choices. Their choices were relegated to their surroundings. Enter the smartphone, and women can quite literally have any man in the world that they want. And the reason why the average guys are going to left behind is because the average woman thinks that she's entitled to above average guys because maybe she had a one night stand with a Chris Brown or an above average or a select 10%, top 10, 5% dude. So girls have always had endless options. The smartphone has now made them aware of those options. We have $100 super chat from Red Pill Mike. Holy smokes.
That's what's up.
Appreciate that, man. He says, I never try to RP any guy that has just come to the end of a serious relationship and is already amped up and pissed about his results. Once he can process his emotions and come back with a logical and masculine frame, the RP will serve him better at that point. Totally agree. This guy needs to start a blog. D. Lee Pierce, $2 says, the Conference of Masculine Excellence is his only hope. Give that cat admission. Listen, real talk. Listen, Kashmir, if you somehow get a hold of this, TSR@DonovanSharpe.com. If you can verify your identity, I will bring you for free, man. Like real talk. Wait a minute. Okay. There was one other question that I wanted to ask, but it might have been a super chat question. So we'll round third and head for home with this one. Because I generally try to keep these under about an hour and a half or so. And there's only 3 of us, so we're both having to pull a little bit more weight. In terms of, let's go back to the female cheating. Is there anything just based on the environment, the smartphone, the ease with which women cheat, the ease with which they can, shame men into letting them cheat? Is it possible for women? What would it take for women to? Because most women cheat, we know that. What would it take for a typical American woman not to cheat on her boyfriend or husband? Hotep, fire first.
A man should never concern himself with a woman cheating. He should only concern himself with the next woman he can have.
Okay.
That's all I'll say.
Okay. All right. Quite profound. And it's interesting because if you're concerning yourself with the woman you're going to have next, guess where your woman's attention goes? To you. And when a woman gets caught in an affair, all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, I don't want to have an affair with that guy because the safety net's gone." Lucario, what say you?
Well, this is the thing. You can never 100% stop the cheating because women generally want other dudes. I think dudes got to understand it. So that's one. But the thing that will stop her or make it less likely is what I was saying earlier, is that you have to be that guy that she finds 100% like you're the best she can get. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because her cheating is basically her trading in the situation she has with you for the other situation, which means she thinks the other situation is better than the situation she has with you. So if you're a guy who's so on point, who's so top notch, who's so consistent with how on point he is less likely she will, because she knows that she's sacrificing being with you. So it just all depends on the level that you're at. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Listen, now I will agree with you on this. Women, what will I guess not necessarily stop, but what will reduce the odds of a woman cheating on you? That has everything to do with demand. And it's funny, every time Myron and Fresh have on guests, right? And they ask them, well, what kind of things, What kind of things would your past boyfriends not tolerate? Oh, he didn't want me texting my ex. He didn't want me on social media. He didn't want me at the club, and blah 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 blah. Right? And so he would lead them down like Kevin said. Well, why is it such a problem that he has a problem with that? Well, he's insecure and he should trust me and da 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 da. And Myron would tell them, well, no, that's about your value. She's like, no, not really. He's high value. He said, let me ask you something. If you were dating Drake and he told you stop texting your ex and going to bars or clubs and being on social media, would you do it? Well, they're like, well, yeah, of course. Well, there you go. It has everything to do with your value. Women need to know too. Women, two of the most important elements in terms of reducing the likelihood or the odds that your woman is going to step out on you is number one, you need to be the highest value man available to her. And again, well, what about Instagram? There's guys all around the world. Again, you don't date girls who are on social media, right? And if she really wants to be on social media, let her do it. That she's just telling you that she thinks that she can do better than you, which means, guess what, Blair? That means that your value isn't high enough. Don't blame women for, and again, listen, women are going to make stupid decisions, but dude, don't blame a woman because she doesn't think you're high. Well, I think I'm high value. Well, you know what? A lot of fat girls think they're hot. Doesn't mean they are, right? You don't get to judge your sexual market value. The sexual market does. You can't call yourself a 10 if women don't treat you like a 10 any more than a girl can call herself a 10 if a guy doesn't treat her like a 10. That's the first thing. The second thing is she absolutely has to know that you can replace her. If a woman thinks that you either can't, not even won't. If a woman thinks you cannot replace her, that is when she is going to run rampant on you all day, every day. The goddamn Bacon says, what will mitigate cheating? Be her best option both in and outside of the bedroom. I disagree. And Lucaria, you're sort of a bedroom gangster. Listen, to me, being really, really good in bed, because you're never going to be a woman's best. You're never going to be her biggest. You're never going to be her first. You're never going to be her only. Just put that in your mind. Not biggest, best, first, only. Never going to be those things, right? Dude, my girl is sitting in the other room right now. I'm not the biggest dick she's ever taken. Real talk. It is what it is. I'm not the guy who smashed her the best, right? Dude, I mean, listen, every once in a while I may get in the zone, but dude, I'm sure she's been pounded out by dudes with bigger sausages that made her legs quiver and all that. It is what it is. You have to wrap your mind around that. But that's not what keeps her around. Okay?
It's not. It's the mindset.
Go ahead, Lucario.
Even when we talk about value isn't just in, okay, this guy has a blue check on Instagram. That's cool, but that's all surface level. The thing that makes a woman stick around is if you have her mind. You understand what I'm saying? And,
right.
and this is where game comes in. See, when a woman is with you and she feels she can't replace you, meaning she can't find anybody else like you, she's talking to your uniqueness as an individual man, who you are. You understand? So she can't find, if she's with Donovan, she's like, man, I can't find another Donovan. I can't find another Hotep. I can't find another Lucario. So what happens is that's the thing that makes you high value to her, because she's like, I can't find this type of experience anywhere. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is with sex is you still want to be good in the bedroom, but at the same time, sex will never keep a woman because sex has limits. Your mind is limitless.
Limitless. Real talk.
You see what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah,
well,
I think
sex has limits. Your mind is. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Hotep. You got it.
Yeah, no, a man should be preoccupied with his goals. A man should be preoccupied with the amount of bricks that will go into the building of his citadel, his empire, his castle.
Not the Mexican bricks with the white powder.
Indeed. You know, and when your mind is fixated on things beyond the woman becomes fixated upon you.
There it is, man.
Fear. Women smell fear like an animal smells fear.
Oh, yeah.
And when you fear a woman potentially cheating on you or any other forms of distrust, they tend to misbehave at that point. They tend to lose respect. And when you lose respect, that's where the misbehavior comes in, because he's like, all right, this isn't the alpha I was looking for.
There you go. Wow, well said. To me, in terms of a man, having good sausage game in the bedroom is like big boobs. It's a nice bonus, but it's not necessary, right? Dude, I've dated girls with small boobs before. I mean, my girlfriend now, I think her boobs are like 38 double Ds. I've dated girls with small, medium. whatever. I mean, this is just how it goes. Is it a requirement of mine? Listen, I prefer it, but it's not a requirement. That's the deal. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. Having good sausage game will certainly cause a woman to stick around longer than she normally would if you didn't. But just like Lucario said, you nailed it on the head. Dick game does have limits, okay? The mind is limitless. I'll tell you 2 quick stories. One girl, dude, it was her name was Erica. I'll never forget this. So we're driving along, and she's telling me about her ex-boyfriend and all this other kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, this girl is obviously still hung up on her ex. I'm going to smash her once, and then that's going to be that. I think I smashed her twice, and then she probably went back to her boyfriend. Actually had the same name as I did. And so she was like, yeah, she said the sex used to be good, but but then he started being a 1-minute man with his small thing. She told me the dude had a small dick, but the sex was still good. Here's another story. I was, sort of semi-casually seeing this dude. She was like, I think she was like 45, 46, older woman who looked really, really good. She was hung up on this firefighter who lived in California. The guy's name was Bart. Dude, he was absolutely obsessed with this guy. Every time she got mad at him, she'd come and smash me. And I would always say, I mean, obviously there's something about what does he have, like a 10-inch dick? Like, she's like, oh no, the sex with him is terrible. I'm like, then why are you obsessed with this guy? You know what she said? She's like, I don't really know. She loved this dude. Sex was terrible. Again, this doesn't mean that sex can't, enhance your chances, but do not rely on bedroom game to keep a woman around, because just like Lucario said, the bedroom has limits. The mind is limitless.
Right. Facts.
All right. Let me read these last chats. Well said, Hotep. All right. Very good. Geeky Anomaly. Samishi says she needs to believe in that man 100%. Absolutely. Dude, I'm going to tell you what. Let's go to the hood with this, right? Keisha, right? She will date Taekwon, who has big dreams. I'm trying to get a deal. I'm trying to buy a mansion. I'm trying to get a record deal. I'm trying to be a rapper. Listen, girls love guys like this. A man with a plan. She'll date him before she dates the guy who's making $40,000 a year, has a 401k, and drives a Honda Accord, right? Girls will date, even if she knows he probably isn't going to make it. Girls love men. They love a man with a plan. They love that. They love that desire. Okay. Well, the goddamn bacon replaces that. I did say outside of the bedroom too, so I agree, especially with the uniqueness part. I was just speaking through experience, though. Okay. All right. No problem. Last comment says alpha widow is a term for a reason, but you're right. The biggest G spot is between her ears. And with that, that is going to draw this edition of really the 3 to a close. I guess Myron's probably still asleep. Shout out to Kevin O with the $20 Cash App. Says thank you for the value that you bring to us, Donovan. Appreciate that. Thank you to all of our super chatters. We appreciate that. Let's go around the room and tell the people where they can find you. Lucario, you're up first.
Yes, guys, and appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure you guys check me out at MrLucario.com. That's the main site. Also, the Bad Boy Membership.com. You can join the Bad Boy Membership. That's where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. You can also get the Game Kings documentary. That's the poster back there. Game Kings documentary. First documentary on the game. So go to badboymembership.com and make sure you go to MrLucario.com and also hit me up at Real Mr. Lucario on Instagram. And also every Friday I got a live stream on my channel. So make sure you guys holler at me on my channel. All right. So let's make that happen.
All right. Good stuff, man. I didn't know you did a live stream every Friday.
No, yeah. Friday, 4 p.m. So,
Cool. Eastern?
Yeah, Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got to tune in for that because you be dropping that game. Hotep!
HotepJesus.com. Go get a copy of The Unbreakable Rules of Masculinity at HotepJesus.com.
Brian, I think you have a BrianSharpe.co, I think.
Yeah, they're all the same.
Oh, okay. They all lead the same thing. They all redirect. You guys know me. I'm Donovan Sharpe. You guys know where to get me. If you're here, you probably know where else to get me. Gentlemen, that is going to do it for this episode of the 6 times 1/2 for all you math nerds out there. Thank you all very much for tuning in. We will see you back here next week with hopefully all 6 of us. Take care.